The CRL Commission took legal action after what it described was a sustained campaign to damage its reputation and that of its chairperson. The alleged perpetrator of the allegations is Swain, head of the NGO Freedom of Religion South Africa, known as FOSA. The Commission claims Swain made defamatory statements online, including accusations that it seeks to regulate religion, and was also behind a 2019 petition urging President Cyril Ramaphosa not to reappoint Mkhwanazi-Xaluva to her position.
So when they wrote to the president in 2019, they already knew that what they were talking about is non-existent. You see, I always say there's a limit to what we can take, but also to what this young person can take. Take me on anytime, anyhow, I can fight back. But don't drag her strategically into the mess because you think she's just gonna cry and do nothing. This is not the time when we do nothing. We need to send a very, very strong message to all people who are trying to run away from being held accountable as religious leaders.
Claims have been denied by Swain, who replied saying the remarks created an impression that it was a personal attack against him and also an attempt to intimidate him.
FOSA is not against any person or institution, including the CRL chair and the CRL Rights Commission. We have not and do not intend to tarnish her name. What we have done, per our mandate as a religious freedom watchdog and within the ambit of the law, is to mention concerns about the chair's conduct before Parliament and a potential conflict of interest. These concerns were taken from a letter that was written to President Cyril Ramaphosa in 2019 by over 20 religious leaders representing about 12 million people.
It also been alleged that the CRL Rights Commission Chairperson benefited financially from the Cheryl Zondi Foundation's 1.5 million rand funding from the National Lottery Commission. Both she and Zondi say the claims are not only false but damaging, and the best way to respond is through legal channels.
I established the foundation because it was my intent to help people like me. Not just because of the responsibility I felt, but because I did want to help, right? And in establishing the foundation, the National Lotteries Commission had been dispersing funds to various organizations that had applied. The Cheryl Zondi Foundation had not applied. I signed as a witness. Not as a beneficiary. I've never received any funds from the National Lotteries Commission or any funds whatsoever from any commission.
FOSA say when Mkhwanazi-Xaluva was announced as the deputy chairperson of the Cheryl Zondi Foundation, it created the impression of an overlap of interest and influence because her role in the foundation was aligned towards advocacy and not neutral.
It must be stressed that at no point FOSA raised any concern or cast any suspicion on Cheryl Zondi or the commendable work of her foundation. This is why we are deeply disappointed that Mrs. Mkhwanazi-Xaluva did not first approach FOSA to seek clarity, as there seems to be a serious confusion about what FOSA actually said and meant. We never said Mrs. Mkhwanazi-Xaluva benefited financially from the Cheryl Zondi Foundation. Indeed, we have no issue with any finances Ms. Zondi or her foundation may or may not have received. We have also never made any allegation of financial misconduct of any kind against the CRL chair, Ms. Zondi or her foundation. FOSA is waiting to study the charge sheet, which will be vigorously defended and refuted. We are also considering appropriate legal remedies in response to these false and harmful allegations, which may include a formal demand for retraction and an apology, and even amending and proceeding with FOSA's existing defamation claim against Mrs. Mkhwanazi-Xaluva for defamatory statements that she made against FOSA in 2017.
FOSA says they want Chapter 9 institutions such as the CRL Rights Commission to remain independent and avoid biased preferential treatment. Refilo Mekwa, SABC News, Johannesburg.